their little hands. So these right here, we call these monster hands. You don't want these. These, your little Barbie hands, this is what's going to be your moneymaker. You need to make things work in your favor.
Yes.
You need to tweak things to make yourself feel more confident.
Influencer Insight shares the battles, stories, successes of models, influencers, and entrepreneurs as they find the balance of being influential leaders today while creating long-lasting impact for the future. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to an episode of Influencer Insights, where I have Shina Kasongo here from Edmonton, Alberta, joining me to talk about her journey as a model. She's a busy lady, busy working, taking some studies, but also working very hard to develop herself professionally in the modeling atmosphere. So we happen to share the same agency, so we have connected and we worked on some shows together. So this is kind of one of the first I worked with you, and now we get to chat on a podcast. Yep. So welcome, Shina. I'm glad to have you.
Thank you for having me. Like you said, hello guys, my name is Shina. I'm here in Edmonton, Alberta. I'm a student. I model with Numa, and I also do acting on the side as well.
What? I don't know if you told me that.
No, awesome. I have not.
Very cool. Is that a new thing, or is that?
No, I've actually been doing it for a while now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Well, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into modeling? What was the interest in this, and how did you get where you're at?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I was actually scouted at West Edmonton Mall, and it was, I think I was like 14 or so. My parents were a little bit skeptical. I've always wanted to model, but of course, like it's just one of those little girl dreams where it's like, oh, maybe I should model or do some cool, fun stuff.
Yeah.
But of course, again, parents are being skeptical about it. They're like, we don't know if this is a real agency, and we don't want to just throw you to the wolves.
Yes.
And yeah, from there, they kind of just jumped into the whole modeling pool with me. And then
was there a thing a way that you convinced them? Was there just like one thing that you said that they're like, oh, okay, we'll let Shina try this? Or did you bug them relentlessly until?
Good question. Okay. I think, you know what? I was actually with my cousins that day. Oh. So we were visiting from Winnipeg, and I remember all of us just went down on our knees and just begged them. My cousins were like, she's going to be able to do it. She's going to do great. And I was like, please, parents, please. And then, yeah, they were just like, we'll let you sign up. We'll let you do everything, but you're actually going to have to like put in work. And I was like, yeah, of course. So yeah, that's how I convinced them.
Very cool.
We convinced them. Yeah.
Very cool. And I'm sure some of the things that you've got to do, they're pretty proud of you now. And yes. Glad that you pushed them, however that works, right? So,
definitely.
But good for you for pursuing that. So tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've done as a model. Have you done some cool shoots? You've been to some cool locations? What's your favorite spot that you've been?
That's a good question. I've done a lot. I would say the coolest and funnest thing I've done was definitely being my first runway. That was really cool.
Where was that?
As a 15-year-old, it was Sea Tribe. It was around 2016, I would say.
Ooh,
and
long time ago.
Yeah, quite a bit ago. And I remember I was so nervous, but just meeting everyone there, everyone was so nice. First of all, let's kind of break everything down here. They let you eat backstage. I know a lot of people are like, models don't eat, they don't do this and this and this. They do bring snacks for you. They do bring water. They hope you do the same thing as well.
Good myth to kill.
Yeah. So that was very different. A lot of things were like, it was like culture shock when you finally see everything like that you see on a TV show, or you think that like, you know, when you like just think a country is something else, right? And you actually go there and you're like, oh, so this is how it is. It's exactly the modeling world. It's like, oh, it's not simple, but it's a lot more intricate than you think. But yes, it was really fun. Everyone was so nice. I think I did 3 or 4 different outfit changes, which was really cool. I ended up walking for Simons. I do remember that one.
Cool. That's kind of a dream of mine. There you go.
Yeah, and H&M, and I remember being so happy and like, this is so cool. There's lights everywhere. I was just a very happy child at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, those are some big brand names to hit right out of the gate like that. So, do you remember kind of walking in there and being a little bit awestruck or taken back, or was it you jumped right in there and just got going at it?
With the agency that I was with before, they actually prepare you for stuff like that.
Oh,
So
cool.
we're able to actually like model in the sense or do our job properly. We had multiple classes.
Nice.
We also had like you would have to take those classes every week, basically.
Wow.
And we would have a performance in West Ed, kind of just graduating the class, I would say.
Yep.
And you would perform in front of your family and friends or just random people because that's what you're going to do, right? And I think I was a little bit more calm. Of course, I was still nervous because it was my first job, but I was a lot calmer than I would be if I hadn't done those classes before.
Right.
So yes.
What were some of the highlight things that you learned out of the classes like that? That'd be super helpful for a lot of people.
I would say posture. Posture is a very big thing. Always having your exactly, always having your shoulders back, making sure your chest is a little bit flatter so you can kind of see the length of your neck. Another thing is how you sit. For the females, it's very much you have to sit kind of a little bit more gracefully because you never know when someone's going to be taking a photo of you, especially in a big setting like that, right? There's also times where I think for the kids, a big thing would be with their little hands. So these right here, we call these monster hands. You don't want these. These, your little Barbie hands, this is what's going to be your moneymaker. You can put them on your hands if you ever need to, and they're easier to slip into your pockets. We want to do that with basically everyone. And you always want to make sure when you're walking on the runway that you don't have these little monster hands because you can see them in the photos. Yeah. That's one of the key things that I learned for sure.
It's amazing. And you mentioned it earlier about just the intricacy of what modeling is and stuff like that. And those little fine details are stuff that when you take a photo and you see somebody in that photo, it's not like you don't really think of all the things that are going on to make that person look the way they do, right? So
for sure. And it's crazy because the thing is, when you really look at those photos, they're like, oh, now I see what they're talking about. You don't want these. Another big thing is I noticed that there's a lot of people who get nervous when they do their first runway or even when they just kind of like try to show their friends their walk and everything, right?
Yeah.
A good thing that I do is I kind of disassociate where I will forget everyone is there. I'll find a spot on the wall and I will stare at that spot and just walk. If you do that, you'll be okay. Just make sure you know where you need to stop and then you're good to go.
Yeah, don't walk up the stage. Yeah.
Right. Right. That would not be great. That would not be great.
It'd make for an epic show, but
yeah. It would definitely be entertaining for everybody, but wouldn't feel so good for you.
No, definitely not. So I like that though. Picking a spot. My farming background would tell you a little differently that when you're driving a tractor across the field, like, you know, it seems like a really easy thing to do to draw a straight line, but it's really tough when you're back and forth across the field. And see, that's the same thing what you do. You pick a post or you pick a tree and you just drive to that thing. So same thing with your model walk too, right? So
yeah. And the thing is, you can always implement certain things like that in your life, like walking and your posture, and even because it's always great to have like a straight back and sit up straight. Just because you have less back pain doing that. It makes your back a little stronger and it also activates your core. So yeah.
Win for everybody, right? So
there you go. Yeah.
Cool. How often do you kind of practice your walk and posing, those kind of things? Do you do that regularly, or is it?
No, I'm so bad for that. I don't usually practice my walk. And when I do, I would say that I would practice my walk maybe before the show, maybe a day or two before the show, and I will take a video of it too.
Okay.
And just because I don't want to accidentally ingrain something in my brain and like now the client doesn't like the walk that I was doing, right?
Right.
So I want to make sure that I like my walk, the client likes my walk, and my manager likes my walk. So I kind of just take a video and I will continuously go down my hallway. And if you don't have a hallway, then outside, your backyard, it's any place that kind of has space and you can kind of walk back and forth. than just doing that. I always take a video, make sure I rewatch it, see kind of where my hand placements and my like legs are.
Yep.
Because again, with those photos or what you're doing, you can see for
Yes.
sure in the photos. And you can also end up just not liking your walk at the end of the day, right? So you always want to change and kind of like have yourself at a certain angle in a sense. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. Set the phone up in the right spot or whatever that you're recording with. How do you, and I would do it myself, but how do you not feel like it? Watching myself is difficult. Okay. And critiquing myself is probably even worse. How do you manage
Yes.
to stay, kind of focused with that without getting too ingrained in it?
I kind of look at it is same with my photos. I always look at it in the perspective of another person.
Mm,
I don't want to judge myself based, of course, you want to judge yourself, but you don't want to judge yourself based on what you see from your own perspective. Because
right.
obviously, you're going to be a lot harder on yourself.
Yep.
You're not going to like what you see, or you will like what you see, but it won't be your favorite.
Right.
And this happens with a lot of people, you like a photo and you accidentally stare at it for too long. And you're like, maybe I don't like that photo.
Yeah.
So I try not to do that either. But if I look at it from a different perspective of what the client would like to see or what other people would like to see, then I can see where I want to implement their thoughts into my walk or my photo. And it's great too asking for people to help you.
Sure.
So if you have someone that you trust and you feel comfortable watching your walk or looking at your photos, then that's a great place to start as well. Just asking them for a little help or input too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
No, that's pretty cool. And that probably gives you some it's extra content or videos and stuff because a lot of times the agency's like, hey, we need a video of you walking right now, right? And so you can just shoot that over too, right? So
exactly, you have one prepared already, right? So that's always great. It's good to always do like when you take videos as well. It's always great to take new ones because if you use a video of yourself from 6 months ago, and you like look a lot different, they're probably gonna be like, that's not you.
Yeah. Who's that person in the video? Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on there?
Right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Do you get out and do some TFP or some shoots with friends and stuff like that too, or how do you continue to develop in the photo shoot end of things?
Again, amazing questions. You are just coming out with like the bangers. Okay. I would say so. A lot of my friends are actually influencers or they have their own kind of side thing that they're doing. So they're either doing YouTube, TikTok, or they're also doing modeling as well.
Right.
And what we like to do is we like to have days where we kind of just shoot content.
Good idea.
And it'll be like around 3 or 4 of us. And we shoot as much as we can in different outfits, different makeup looks as well. And this is like a full day kind of thing. So we'll like start at maybe, we'll start at maybe 10 a.m. and then finish around like 9 and like eat and then go home. But we'll do that. Or like you said, with the TFPs, it's great to also ask photographers who are also growing or even like bigger photographers if they have time in their day to even sneak you in or just kind of collab with you and work with you there to build your portfolio. I say contact as many people as you can.
Sure.
Because you never know who is going to say yes. You never know who's going to say no. You never know who you're going to have to pay. And it's just kind of like who works best with you and who do you have the most chemistry with, especially with those photos.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you take a photo, you get a little awkward. And if you're awkward with your photographer, then you can see it in the photos. So yeah. Another great thing that I like to do is taking my own photos. So kind of setting up everything, and I can't really turn my camera right now, but I literally have a ring light in front of me. But I would use my ring light, and which is a great purchase if you have the time. Purchase a ring light.
Buying a ring light. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Very worth it. Yes, and like from there, you can do your own digitals, which is great. You can use your phone for digitals. If you have anything that you want to do with like influencing, like TikTok or YouTube, again, using your ring light or just taking a bunch of videos and creating your own videos will work, and push you to do better things, and you'll meet more people and who will have the same mindset as you and want to do more with you as
Yes.
well. So yeah.
Do you
I
have
hope that
any
made sense.
other? Yeah, that's fantastic. Great tips there. How do you? I'm always curious about this. Throwing your phone up on the ring light stand. How do you activate the shutter or the start stop or whatever? Like, do you just hit it and run, or are you good at that, or
Both. I
both?
hit it and run. Yeah. I hit it and run, and then sometimes I have like the actual like little, what's it called? Little remote.
Oh, you got the
And then
remote.
I'll just kind of press it really quickly but you kind of have to hide your hands.
I
That's the
know
thing.
it's awkward,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you have to kind of like either put it out of frame or quickly throw it while like the shutter is going off, and you just, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. Yeah.
I like your optimism there. I
Thank you.
Some days it's like you try and do something, it's like, oh, it didn't turn out at all, and spent 2 hours at it. But
Yeah.
anyway, but doing it with your friends, that's a great way to do it, because everybody gets a little bit of content, and you probably get to give a little bit of feedback in certain ways, tips or whatever, right? So
Yes. Yes, I love that. And I feel like not only that, it also brings you closer to your friends as well. And you get to see what they like and
mhm.
what you like, things that don't work for both of you or work for both of you. And then you can implement that in the future if you work with them again, or if you guys simply want to do something for something else. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's excellent. I think a lot of people will think, oh yeah, why haven't I done that before? But it makes total
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't want to do that, because it really depends on my social battery. Sometimes I'm a social butterfly. Other times I like being a hermit, and yeah, most definitely. So if you want to make content and you kind of just want to be alone, I think just asking your parents or um, siblings or just someone that you have around you again, and even if you don't have anyone around you, finding a spot in your house that you can just shoot that content or
Mhm.
take photos or even look on Pinterest and see what kind of ideas you want to implement into your photos or videos. So yeah.
I was just going to ask you about the inspirational thing. So Pinterest is a popular one. Do you have any other ways of keeping track of
Yeah.
how to create content? Like,
Okay. This is a fun fact. I love anime. So I
cool.
watch a lot of anime. I am a total geek when it comes to like books and everything.
I wouldn't have expected
So
that, but that's very cool.
yeah, no, a lot of people don't. They're just like, oh, you do? You like that stuff? I'm like, I love it. um, but I always kind of look at the artwork that they do
Yeah.
in animes, right?
Yep.
And even in books, because you can think of so many different things with books. Fantasy books, I love those because it just makes me like for my photos and everything. Say if I'm reading a fantasy book and something about a fairy. Okay, cool. I want to do a shoot that looks similar, that makes me feel like a fairy. That makes me feel like a fairy. That gives off fairy vibes. That makes me feel just confident enough, uplifting, you know? So
Cool.
Pinterest is a good way. Watching other models is really great as well.
Hmm.
Very careful with that because there's
Comparison.
some, yes, yes, comparison can become a thing. Make sure, for me, I normally go for models that I know are kind of closer to my body type and that, no, they don't look like me, but they kind of have the same vibe that I do.
Yep.
And I make sure when I look at theirs, I'm like, oh my gosh, this photo is so amazing. I wonder if I can do that or if I can tweak it a little bit
Right.
and kind of make it work for my own benefit,
Yep.
right? Because everyone's different.
Yep.
Everyone's going to look different in photos. Everyone's going to sound different in videos. So,
Yes.
again, looking at other models or YouTubers, Pinterest, shows, animes, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, that's where I get all my inspiration.
I I love that, because it's really unfortunate, and the more I've kind of studied the whole modeling thing, and I love making content too. So you study different people, and it's not like you put people in boxes, but certain people have different looks, right? And everybody's got
Mhm.
a level of beauty in it ourselves,
Mhm.
right? And so it's to explore that, not to be into this comparison thing that I need to be like
Mhm.
that person who, fortunately, you're never going to be like, because we're just not built
Exactly.
that way, right? But
Right.
celebrate the people that you are like, 'cause there's so many.
Mhm. But that's the thing. It's like you are never going to be that person, and that person is never going to be you. So,
Nope. Why
and
bother?
yeah, I'm like as bad as that sounds, it's the truth.
Yeah.
So you need to make things work in your favor.
Yes.
You need to tweak things to make yourself feel more confident. If you don't feel confident in your photos or your videos, delete that. Make something that makes you feel confident. Look for something that pushes you to want to do more. So yeah.
And I ask you as a content creator, because I know this can be hard, when you spent 10 hours making content and you've tried to like it, but you're like, it's just not vibing. How hard is it to not like to delete that and get rid of it and start over?
I'm going to put it from like a scale from 1 to 10. It really depends. Because sometimes it's more so, if when it comes to videos, then yes, with my content, I'm a little bit more picky. Because if I don't like how my face looks, and again, if I don't feel like
Wrong
me as
angle.
a creator, if I don't feel like I'm doing my best in it, then I won't delete it, but I'll keep it like in my back pocket just in case.
Drafts,
and
right?
And I'll just keep creating until like I finally want to like use that content, or I find something or do something that I like more.
Right. And then you're okay to let go of the old stuff.
Exactly. And even then, sometimes I still like use the old stuff, but let's say with TikTok, because you can draft everything, right? And obviously with your transitions, sometimes I will completely hate the transition and I will hate the look, but I like the first part or the second part. So I'll leave it until I feel more confident or look a little better in the day. And I will use that old video with like a different transition video. And then that way I don't actually throw away what I was using.
Yeah.
But I just reuse it, recycle
happier with the end product. So
yes.
That's some pretty good advice, because I've created some content and I was like, I just wasn't happy with it, but I was so frustrated because I spent the time with it. So I'm like, posting it. But done is better than perfect, right? You know, we should call it so. But sometimes it's like, sometimes you should just get rid of it, right? Or repurpose it, like you say. I really like that approach. So,
but it's great when you what was the word? Renew, reuse, recycle, something like that.
There you go. Triple R.
It's always great when you do that. Yeah. I think I'm working on a YouTube video at the moment, and with that one, I actually like took videos of a vlog before, but I didn't have enough to actually make a full YouTube video or even a small like TikTok. So I just kind of left it in my phone until I had enough to do that. And now I've been implementing just the old videos with my new YouTube video. And I'll just be like, this is what we did back then. And I know I didn't film then, but hey, here's a little clip.
What happened?
Yeah. Then it just kind of hands out to the past, back to the future. So yeah.
Get all the value out of it. So right on. Good for you.
Yeah.
How's the YouTube thing going? Are you watching that thing explode, or it's a lot of work?
It's a lot of work. I'm just starting. So it's a little different. My friend Angel, a beautiful person. She is amazing. She is devoted with her YouTube and she posts every week. And she always almost has 24 hours to like 2 days worth of footage. Wow. And I'm always sitting there like, how do you edit all of this into like an hour or 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Because personally, I can't. I have to actually make my videos longer.
Right.
Because I just don't take enough.
Can't cut it out.
Yeah, exactly. Where she has so much that she's like, I don't know how to condense this. And I'm like, I don't know how you do it either. So she splits it in parts. And it's just, it's a lot. But personally, me, I think it's the editing. I want everyone to have fun while watching my videos. While at the same time, I want them to kind of feel as if they're with me within my day.
Nice.
I don't like kind of just having sit down videos and talking with everyone.
Talking to the wall.
Yeah. I'm like, that's not me. I kind of just want to bring them along and be like, hey, friends, come with me. Let's do this, you know? So, yeah.
My assumption over time is that, you know, even if maybe your videos aren't as long as maybe you could make them or as full as maybe you want to, I'm guessing as your audience develops, they want to know more and more about Shina, so you'll be able to keep expanding it too, right? So
yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, because I'm just getting started. The last
Good.
video that I did was when I was 17, and it was a week in my life. It was only 9 minutes, and everyone was like, "You need to post more," and I was like, "No, thank you. I'm okay.
I'm done.
This one video." Yeah. It took me about 2 days to edit it because I just didn't know what I was doing, and now this one's just kind of sitting in my drafts because, again, there's so much that I'm like, I don't know how to edit everything. But yeah,
okay. It'll come. Keep sticking to it. So sometimes those old videos, I think, I don't know if you've ever been to a YouTube channel or even Instagram, you see the old content, and there's something kind of awe-striking about watching somebody start and seeing where they get to now, right? And so yeah, don't get rid of that, because that'll be worth something down the road too. So
perfect. I won't do that. Yeah.
My advice for tonight. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I won't. I will make sure it stays. I'll post it at some point. The other one, I'll make sure it stays on to my YouTube channel. I won't get embarrassed.
Good.
I'll try not to.
Don't do that. So you're going to get some people that are going to come subscribe from the podcast. So just be prepared for that too, right? So
thank you guys if you do.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Let's shift gears a little bit. So we talk a lot about the modeling and the content creating, and you're fantastic at that. I've seen some of your stuff. So please don't slow down, and everybody go follow Shina, because she does create some good stuff. So
thank you.
What are some things that people don't know or wouldn't know about you from behind the scenes though?
Ooh, that is that.
Going deep.
Wow, that is a very good question. Okay. A good one is, I do not like working out. I don't.
Not like working out.
I cry every time I do it.
Okay.
No, I don't.
So it's not something you're doing every day anyway.
No. And everyone's like, you need to work out more. You got this. You can do it. And I'm like, I want to cry every time. I've pushed myself to do it, because obviously I still need to maintain myself, but it's not my favorite. I'm more so a cooking fiend, I would say. I try to cook, and I don't know if you can hear my mom in the background there, sorry, but I try to cook as much as I can, because one, it's not just working out, but it's also like your dietary restrictions. Sorry about that.
Most of it, actually.
Yes. So whatever you consume is what's going to, like, that's what your body's going to look like, right? If you consume good things and make your body feel healthy, it's going to look healthy. It's going to feel healthy. You're going to feel so much better, mentally, physically, right? Where if you constantly consume not the best things, it may feel great for a little bit, but it may also hurt in the long run. So I try making as much food as I can to just kind of keep me healthy. Since I don't like working out, I'm like, let's somehow balance this out in life. And
somebody told me recently, and I find it hilarious when you say it, but it's totally possible that, like, you can lose weight on candy. You can't eat very much. Sure, you can. You just can't eat very much of it. And you're not healthy when you do that, right?
That's true.
That's possible.
It is possible. Well, I mean, that's why some people, I don't know if you knew this, but like hikers, if they get lost, they have like a little survival kit, and it like consists of like, I only know this because of outdoor education, but it consists of like granola bars and just like a few things that you can survive off of for those few, like, either days that you're lost or a few weeks. And the good thing is bubble gum.
Really?
You can chew bubble gum for hours, because it's literally just your saliva and sugar and like whatever flavor they put in there. But you can chew it for hours, and sometimes it's a good substitute, so you won't get hungry.
Yes.
And it really depends on which bubble gum you use, but that's a good thing as well.
Interesting. So, never thought of that. Good point. Pack bubble gum. Where's my pen? Pack bubble gum when hiking. Good idea.
Yes.
I'm going to keep that one.
If you get lost, bubble gum, I swear.
Great idea. Oh, I think that's awesome. So, What's your favorite? Like, what kind of meals do you make for a day to day, Sheena?
That's a good one. I
Favorite?
love making salmon and
Ooh,
mango salad. So I'll have salmon, rice, and mango salad. Really good. If I don't have mango, I normally substitute the mango for like pineapple or whatever fruit I have in the fridge, which it's always great to use, right? And then with that, normally I don't really need dressing just because the like
getting a flavor.
sweetness of the fruit just yeah, exactly. Another good meal that I like to make is I would say samosas. Those ones are really, really good too.
Really?
Yeah. Samosas are great.
Yeah.
Really good. They're small, they're compact, and they're filling. So
Right. And
yeah,
if you're hungry, you can make more, right?
exactly. Exactly. Or
Hmm.
noodles. I know noodles
Verticals.
isn't the best for you, but I love it. So yeah.
Sometimes you need a carbo though too. So
Yeah. Do you have anything that you like to make?
me, I try and stay fairly low carb in my life just because I find that I don't burn enough in my day to day to burn all the sugar that carbs usually bring. So, but
Mhm.
like something weird like cauliflower rice, quite enjoy that. Never thought I would
That sounds
like that
good.
a lot. So
Oh,
those
I
kind of
think I'll make
things.
that. That sounds really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lower the carbs anyway. So
Well, that is a good one. I will make that.
try it out. Let me know.
Yeah. Yes.
Post it on Instagram, tag me or something because that'd be
Yes.
I like to see how you make
Ben
out.
told
So
me to make this.
that's right,
Gotcha.
exactly. You're getting all kinds of
Yeah.
advice in this podcast tonight. So
Yeah. But I love it. I can again implement all the advice in my life.
there you go. Yeah. Well, I'm supposed to be getting advice from you, which you've certainly given me. So yeah,
Well,
it's working out
well,
50-50
I hope
here.
I'm helping a little bit.
Absolutely. Huge time. Huge time. You got lots of good advice. So the one spin in our podcast, and I've got a group on Facebook. I know we're on Facebook. It's old people, but we got 800 different people in there to date, and we like to take time to think about mental health and how to improve that in your life because everybody struggles with it. Some people it's mental illness and it's really deep, and that's really really tough stuff. But for a lot of us, it's just it's getting through the day to day grind. Those are hard times, and when you're trying to be an influencer, you're trying to be in front of people. Mental health is definitely something to focus on. So what do you do in that aspect? Have you ever been through struggles that way, or is it?
Yes, I constantly, constantly. I think, see, it really depends on where you kind of want me to talk about this because
Go for it.
I suffered through a short-term depression, I would say.
Oh
It
my.
wasn't long at all, but it was very much not the best thing. And I also recently found out that I have high functioning ADHD, which is
Okay.
also a little bit harder
Yes.
as well. But one thing I want to say is don't let I know everyone says this, but don't let your either mental illness or how you feel dictate your day or
Mm.
your life or just you at all. Just because I have ADHD does not mean that I cannot function the way I need to. I just function in my own way.
Yes, absolutely.
Just because someone has depression doesn't mean that they can't do things. It's just they don't want to do things at that moment, and it
Right.
definitely takes baby steps.
Right.
You have yes, time goes by very quickly, but you have all the time in the world to work on yourself. You have all the time in the world to work on your mental health, work on not letting people get to you,
Mm.
work on not letting yourself get to you, work on just being very zen within yourself and the people around you, right? So, even that, it really depends on who you have around yourself. And even if you don't have anyone around you, how are you going to go through your day alone? And yeah, it's again, there's so much I can say, but it's so hard.
Do you mind if I ask
I
you a little
think
bit about the depression piece? Like, what was there a catalyst to take you down there, and maybe what took you out of that?
so. It was a lot. I did something that I probably shouldn't have done because of peer pressure,
Join the club.
and yeah, yeah, and it just weighed on me a lot. It wasn't even that bad. I just greened out on weed, which was not great at all, and it just scared me a
Yeah.
lot, and it just made me feel like I wasn't when you just don't feel like yourself for a little bit.
Yeah.
That same week, I had lost my job, and I now was just kind of looking on where I should work then, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm suffering from like not feeling good after that, where it's just
Right.
like I'm hurting physically,
Yes.
and now I'm hurting mentally, and how
Yes.
to get there's just so many thoughts that it's now just like I'm now overthinking, and I'm stuck in a rut, and I don't know how to get myself out.
Right.
One thing I did is I started kind of consulting in someone that I really trust. It was at the time, and still is, my boyfriend. And
Cool.
the first thing that he told me was to just go to a therapist, see what a therapist can do for you.
Sure.
And see if they can give you any ideas in life, right? So the first thing I did is I went to Access. Access is a therapy clinic it's walk-in. So it does
cool.
help everyone from 14 onward. So if you do need to go for therapy, and you don't want to pay for anything right away, then that's a great place to go to. The only downside is that you're not going to constantly work with the same therapist. They're they're going to put you through like sessions to see who will work best with you.
Right.
And I'm not the best at that. I do like working with the same person and just telling the same person everything.
Going through.
Yeah. But I think that helped a lot. I only had, I think, 2 or 3 sessions, and I took what they said, which is, again, like I just kind of told you guys, life isn't a run. You have all the time to take everything slowly.
Yeah.
It's okay if you're moving as slow as a turtle.
Sure.
And it is okay if you are moving as fast as a rabbit.
Yep.
As long as you're able to juggle your life properly, and you are able to talk to the people that you need to, and get your feelings out, because your feelings are the most important in the world.
Yeah.
How you feel, your emotions are the most important. And you never want to feel as if you are not being heard.
Right.
So again, going to a therapist definitely helped me there.
Yep.
Because 1, I felt like I was heard.
Yep.
2, they were actually giving me advice on how to get out of my rut.
Sure.
3, not only that, they were helping me kind of like simple things too, like look over my resume so I can like go get a job, or they would even say, have you tried asking your friends? And I was like, oh, no.
Never thought of
that. So even asking my friend, which is really funny, because after she told me that, I actually did start asking people, and a few of them were like, hey, I got you an interview. And I was like, oh, sweet. Okay. But yeah, I had just talked to them about my problems. And then I started doing things on my own, which is getting more into my faith. I am Christian, so I try my best to pray as much as I can and read my Bible. And if I don't have the time to read my Bible, then even having my Bible app on my phone and just seeing a Bible verse of the day. My favorite verse, and one that I still implement in life, even when I start feeling so down, is Romans 8:18, and it's, the pain you feel now will not amount to the joy that is to come. Again, I always think of that. Whatever I'm going through will not amount to the joy that I may feel in 5 seconds, the joy that may come in a year, 10 years, to the things that may just be so surprising in life. But yes, I always implement that into my day, and just that's kind of what I did, was go to a therapist, go towards my faith a little bit more.
Yeah.
The gym, didn't mention that yet. I tried doing the whole gym thing. Still don't like it, but it did work.
It helps a little bit, right? Yeah.
Yes, for sure. For sure. I'm like, oh, this weight is so heavy. I'm so sad. Nope, got to get this weight up. So yeah, just kind of smaller things like that.
Yep.
And even kind of getting back into your hobbies is great as well. I used to draw a lot, so I tried drawing a little bit more, kind of sketching, painting, doing crochet as well, learning new hobbies, new languages, just stuff to get yourself, like, just get your mind off. Yeah. Those little things that make you happy. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I think the world is so, we've got this go, go, go thing, and I think goals and success is huge, but all of that stuff doesn't amount to a whole lot if you're not enjoying the journey, right? And those little things help you do that, right? So.
Well, exactly. I don't think even with your job, if you don't like your job, but you know it pays the bills and it makes you happy to pay the bills, then sure
Right.
you can stay there, but you should find something that you truly love to do because you
Yes.
don't want your job to feel you don't want to constantly feel like, oh, now I have to go to work.
That's right.
Right? You want to be like, oh, cool, I got to go to work for a few hours and then I can come back home and do this. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's pretty good. I
Yeah.
think the one note that you pointed out, and I think that's really good advice for anybody that's listening that maybe is seeing somebody going through a bit of a struggle, is to kind of reach out and say, hey, like, because I mean, your boyfriend mentioned that, you know, maybe some therapy would help or whatever, right? And that probably got you moving faster than, you know, you would have if you just would have sat there and accepted it and didn't move on, right? So.
Exactly. And the thing is, if you know there's going to be people around who won't listen to you, then go to someone who will.
Yeah.
Right? Go to someone who will listen to you and find someone that works for you. For me, it was a therapist. It could be your dog, it could be your cat.
Could be
but as
your
long
dog.
as you can get your feelings out.
That's right.
Yeah. As long as you get your feelings out, that's all that matters. That is all that matters. Yes.
Well, that's very good. And I think those are, friends around you that are important that you can talk to, therapy if you need it, when you need it, and finding some hobbies, sticking to faith. Those are all huge things, I think.
Things. And the thing is, that it's funny because people think those small things may not change you as much, but those small things will.
Sure.
If you're happy sketching for a few hours, then
just do that.
Yeah, exactly. If you're happy singing for a few hours, sing to your heart's content.
Yeah.
And if you need to, just go on a walk. Go outside, take a breath, look at the air, look at the sky. Sorry, look at the air. Can't do that. Look at the sky and then kind of just don't think, but kind of just let your mind do its thing and just kind of run off and feel yourself, feel the joy, feel the air, feel the people around you, you know, just
be present.
Small things. Yeah.
I'm kind of like you. I'm not a big gym buff person, but I do try and work out fairly regularly because it's good for a person. But that works on your physical abilities, right? But the things that you're talking about are the things that you build mentally, strength mentally, right? And I think sometimes we just get so busy doing the things we do. We work out and everybody goes to the gym and they're trying to get buff and whatever, and that's great. But it's like the things that are going on inside your head, like you got to build that muscle too, right? And just the stuff you're talking about is what really helps us build and grow forward. So
exactly, because again, you don't want to be stuck in the same mindset the whole time.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that mindset can really bring you back. So kind of learning new things and doing new things, again, new hobbies, or even going back to your old hobbies or maybe not talking to old people that you would too want to, but
wisdom.
Just doing older things. Yes, then that can definitely help you. Even reading. Yeah, even reading is great for you. Right? Because you learn so much different things. I think a great author is Robert Greene.
Oh.
Amazing. I love his books. I'm close to finishing. Dang. Sorry, my brain is not working right now. I'm close to being done the 48 Powers of Law. And then The Power of Seduction is amazing as well. That's a great book. But with the 48 Powers of Law, it kind of just gives you mental notes and life notes, and it helps you really build yourself as a character.
Yes.
And it helps you kind of navigate with life and people and just things you may need to go through. And I think it's a great, great book to read. He actually has a TikTok and a podcast as well.
Nice.
So Robert Greene is a great person to look at. Yes.
Cool. That's great advice and a resource for everybody to check out. So shifting gears a little bit, future. Where's Shina going to go in the next 5 years? Big ambitions. Something you want to accomplish.
Ooh. One thing that I do want to accomplish or try to is getting my degree in university.
Good for you. Yep.
Yes. And if that's not the case, then continuing with modeling and acting, but being more deep into the industry, I would say.
Yep.
Not just kind of having it here and there, but really work within the industry.
Making it the career, right? So
yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Good for you. If people want to follow your Instagram, or if they want to follow your TikTok, or subscribe to your YouTube channel, how do we get a hold of you?
It's just my name. So it's just Shina, Shina, Kasongo, Kasongo. I don't post much on my Instagram or my YouTube, but I do post a lot on my TikTok. So if you ever want to follow me there, then yeah.
That's the place.
Yes. That's Perfect. The place to be. So yeah.
Good. If all of that stuff, and as hard as you working at it, it's just a matter of time when it blows up and you have a ton of followers overnight, what would be one thing that you just like to this point in life, what would you want to share with all those people?
Don't hold yourself back. Do things that you truly want to do in life. And even if you have no money to do it, you can definitely find resources to get it done.
Just send it.
There's YouTube. Yeah. Fully just send it. Just do it. Just do it. I had nothing and I literally booked a one-way trip to LA for absolutely no reason. I ended up meeting James Charles, Patrick Starr, a few models that I absolutely loved. And continuing from there, I met many people that I know that I will love to continue being friends with for a lifetime.
Nice.
So again, just do it. Like Nike says, just do it.
Just do it.
Yep.
Love that.
Yep.
Cool. Right on. Well, we thank you, Shina, for joining us. And I think we could talk on and on and on, but I think we'll have you down the road again after some of your YouTube success and stuff like that. I think we'd like to have you share again. So, but thank you for joining us tonight. And yeah, I guess good luck with all of the things that you're working on. And we're looking forward to cheering you on there. So.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone who's listening as well. Ben is amazing, and he will continue growing with his podcast, and I hope Ben's podcast family continues to grow and his influencing family. So yeah, thank you for having me as well.
Thank you. Awesome. Cool. Well, we'll say take care for tonight, and we'll catch you on the next one. So
see you.